Hello and welcome to this quick video on how to import students into myBSquared and ultimately into Connecting Steps and Eversense. What you're going to need to do is log into myBSquared, which is uk.bsquared.cloud if you're in the UK and au.bsquared.cloud if you're in Australia and New Zealand. In order to import, you're going to need a file, which is a CSV file from your MIS system. I have a sample one here. The columns we have in this file are first name, surname, date of birth, gender, UPN, registration group, and admission date. So they are the 7 fields that are required as a minimum in order to import data into Connecting Steps and myBSquared. Now, if your MIS system can create a CSV file, then that MIS system can be used. This is one I've made up just to show you how it all works. So if I go back to myBSquared, all I'm going to need to do is go to Manage Students, and what you will see when the page loads, I've got my list of students here, and in the top left underneath Add Student and Choose Filter, I have a button here that says Import. So if I go ahead and click that, it then asks me where the file comes from. Mine's made up, so I'm going to go with Other, then ask me to find the file. So I'm going to go and find my file now. There we are, Sample, Import, and go Open. Does the file contain headings? Well, if I have a look, yes, it does. So I'm going to keep that, and I'm going to go Next. And then it's going to ask me to map these fields. So this is my first name, surname in the file is last name, the date of birth is date of birth, the gender is there, the UPN is there, the registration group is there, and admission date is there. Okay, if you've generated it from SIMS or CMUS, then what it will try and do is match the headings in the file to what's in the system and do this all this bit for you. But if it's Other, then you have to map it manually. And if I go Next, okay, I then have an option to set all students who are not in the import file but are currently in the system as historic. What that means is it will import all the students that are in the file, and anyone that's not in the file that's currently in Connecting Steps will be marked as left. So this is very good when you want to do a file at the beginning of an academic year, bring in all your new students and your existing students and move them to their new classes, and all the students that have left, you want them to kind of disappear. So you would only use that at that point. If you're only going to import one single class, then please do not use that option. And then finally you have below that the effective date. If you don't have admission dates, that's the date that it uses. So set that to what you want it to be. I'm going to keep it on today. I'm going to go Next, and what the system's now going to do is just go through that file and find what's in there. So there we are, student 1, 2, 3, 4 and 5, all those details. I've got no invalid students, that's fine. They're all valid, they're all green, and I'm going to go to Commit. Okay, it will warn you that this is irreversible, so please do check your files before you do the import. I'm going to go OK, and it's gone through and created those. And then I click OK, it takes me back. I'm going to go back into Manage Students, and then I'm going to go and look through all of my lists. So let's go and find a student, so student 1. So if I go to the letter O here, there we are, student 1, already in there. And if I go to the right hand side, you'll see here it has CS and an Eversense. I want them to appear in Connecting Steps and Eversense. So I just click on these sliders and they're now in. So please do remember when you do the import to set the CS and Eversense sliders to green, otherwise you'll have done the import and they won't appear. So that's this actual 3-minute video or 4-minute video on how to import students into Connecting Steps and myBSquared.